Maria is a very peculiar gimmick character for Xenogears. A lot of people assume she's supposed to be the inverse of Citan, who has a very strong gear but is pitiful on foot. That's actually far from the truth. She's actually really good on foot. The thing with Maria is, she chooses to dumpster every single stat she has except for one. So while she's atrocious at everything else, she's really good at that one thing, and luckily that one thing is Ether, which is generally the best stat in the game that isn't agility. Maria generally has the best spells in Xenogears. They're non-elemental, which means no enemy in the game can absorb them, and you can choose between single target and AoE depending on the circumstances. On top of that, Sabzin is what calculates the damage, not Maria, meaning if you can boost Sabzin's Ether Amp stat, you can hit obscenely hard. In vanilla, even though Maria has the worst defense in the game, the worst speed in the game, and obviously the worst physical attack in the game, the two bosses that Maria shows up for, she can one-shot. It's worth remembering one of those is the Elements fight, meaning she one-shots 4 bosses all at once. Maria's one problem on foot is Graviton Cannon. The game gives it to you, so it's always available no matter how much you invest in Maria, and it hits obscenely hard. But at 30 EP, that is just way too expensive to be realistically used that often. It's worth remembering Maria has the highest ether damage in the game, so you're definitely giving her an ether doubler. With an ether doubler equipped, for a lot of the game she can't even cast this spell because it's going to be at a monstrous 60 EP. Cutting the price in half makes it all the more usable normally, while allowing people who go all in on her ether damage to let Maria use the nuclear option in every sense of the word much more liberally. Sabzin, however, is going to be made slower. It's not busted as a gear, mind you, but it's effectively every upside of Steer mixed with every upside of Virge but its speed. You get a vast majority of the strengths of both of these gears in one gear, with a massive stat boost over other gears at that point in the game as well. This leaves 17 as a gear that tends to vastly outclass most of its competition, especially for the time it joins. This is to help every gear in the game have its own sense of identity when compared to each other. For 17, it's supposed to be the gear with some of the highest firepower in the game, and some of the best durability, but it shouldn't have as many opportunities to use that firepower if it's going to be able to hit just as hard as Steer physically and Virge magically. Luckily, 17 is getting an indirect buff with the addition of the auto-aim camera, which will help a lot considering it has a terrible reputation of missing all the time, so being able to invest in physical saves and a lot more reliably will help it more in the long term.